Now, Rishi Sunak's Rwanda deal has had a ringing endorsement from none other than European Union chief Ursula von der Leyen's party. Can you Adam and Eve it? The European People's Party, the largest in the European Parliament, has said it wants to implement the concept of safe third countries. In its manifesto, it actually stated anyone applying for asylum in the EU could also be transferred to a safe third country and undergo the asylum process there. Exactly like the Rwanda deal then. You could not make this up, and I'm joined now by the member of the European Parliament, Charlie Weimers. Charlie, welcome to the show. I find this simply astonishing. I sat as an MEP. Ursula von der Leyen was the world's #1 fan of open borders. Suddenly, it's election time. Suddenly, they're in trouble, and she turns into a mini Nigel Farage.
Well, she's on the campaign trail, isn't she? I mean, for 5 years, her commission has been refusing to fund border walls at the EU external border. So it's a bit surprising to hear this rhetoric coming from none other than Ursula von der Leyen, but I welcome it. I mean, I gotta say that finally the center right of Europe is waking up to the reality that mass migration is not working. That's at least positive.
And is this, Charlie, just the usual case of politicians sensing they're about to get hammered at the elections? We know there are reports of the right parties, the Eurosceptic parties, making massive gains across many of the European member states. Is this a political act of survival? And more to the point, will the voters buy it?
Well, it is quite desperate, to be honest, and you should read the fine printing in her remarks. She's actually stating that, this should be according to ECHR judgment and so on and so forth. So, I mean, I'm feeling a bit of weasel acting on the behalf of the EPP, her European party. Are they just going to walk away from this after the elections? I mean, the only safe option for European voters is to go for real conservatives in this election.
Because, Charlie, if this were to be in the manifesto and if they were to implement it, there could be the astonishing situation, Charlie Weimers, that the European Court of Human Rights could take Ursula von der Leyen to court.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. I mean, actually, we're looking forward to a new mandate with a center-right majority in which we conservatives, the ECR group, can actually play a constructive role in shaping climate policy, energy policy, migration policy. And of course, the Rwanda plan is part of our policies and we will fight for it. And we also say from my party's side that, the process to become part of the European Convention on Human Rights that the EU is in right now got to stop. And if individual countries, member states are stopped, like the UK, from actually implementing a third country plan, well, we better leave the ECHR.
Well, Charlie Weimers, thank you very much for joining us, member of the European Parliament. All to play for in these elections in June. Make no mistake, there's a very real very real possibility, I beg your pardon, that a centre-right coalition might take over control of the European Parliament, and then all bets are off. We're going to be seeing a rapid spiral of control falling away from the centrists, from the Liberals. Amazing stuff. Loads still to come between now and 6 o'clock, and a wedding snap is released tomorrow.